All right, everyone, here we are. We are on BitsBox level 2. We're going to talk a little bit more about variables, move, rotate, and size. So you will be able to do all these things and understand variables by the end of this presentation. So our objectives are to understand what a variable is and how it can be used in Java or BitsBox coding, be able to code projects that use move, rotate, and size. So that's what all of level 2 is about, being able to move, rotate, and size by using variables. So variables, they're kind of like a container to keep track of something, of a label. So like scores, lives, those are kind of things you would see in a video game. What's inside the container is called the value. So again, the score might be 3, and that's the value inside the container. Again, you might have 6 lives left in that container. That's the value of those lives. So it kind of gives you an idea about how it's kind of put together. So I'm not going to play this video live. I'm going to let you watch that on your independent time. Go back to the slideshow and watch that it talks a little bit more about the variables and how they pertain to being a container. All right, so here's an example of code that creates a variable called speed, and it assigns it a value of 2000. Speed gets 2000. Now, if it gets 2000, 2000 is 2000 milliseconds. Everything in code is done in time-wise is done in milliseconds. So you've got 2000 milliseconds, which is equal to 2 seconds. So speed gets 2000. Once you've created a variable, you can use it as a placeholder for its value anywhere else in your code. Using variables makes your code easier to change and much easier for other people to read. So this code makes a robot move, rotate, and resize over 2 seconds or 2000 milliseconds. So speed is set, again, that's your variable, at 2000 milliseconds. So speed gets 2000. Robot gets a stamp of robot. Robot moves, right? 100 speed. So again, anytime they type speed, it's 2000 milliseconds. Robot rotate, right? 180 speed. Again, that's right where you're going to get that 2000 milliseconds. Robot size, 200 speed. Again, anytime they write speed, we know it's automatically going to be 2000 milliseconds. Using a variable in BitsBox. If the goal is to move, rotate, or resize a stamp, you will need to assign a variable when you create it. Robot equals stamp robot. This will not only become your variable, but it will also place a robot on the screen as well as assign it as a variable. Move. The command will move a specific object on the screen or direction by a specified distance. So this code moves the robot to coordinates 500 and 700 over 3000 milliseconds, so 3 seconds. Robot move, and then you've got the coordinates of 500, and then the 700, and then the 3000 milliseconds. So that's how long it's going to take to get there. So code moves robot up by 400 pixels instantly. So robot move up 450 pixels. So again, there's no speed assigned to that one, so it's going to do it instantly, right away. This code moves robot right by 450 pixels over 8.5 seconds, or 8,500 milliseconds. Move robot right 400, again, they're moving it 400 pixels over in 8.5 seconds. Rotate. The rotate command will rotate a specific object on the screen. This code rotates robot 90 degrees instantly. Again, robot rotate 90. That means it's going to go just like that. As soon as you hit go, it's going to rotate that robot. If you're looking to move it in a right or left direction, So this code rotates robot left by 180 degrees instantly. Robot rotate left 180. And again, we've got to remember there's 360 degrees we're working with. So a 90-degree angle will move him 90 degrees. If you're moving him all the way around, you've got 360. If you're trying to turn him in the opposite direction, you're looking at 180. Know your degrees for coding. Rotate with time. The rotate command will rotate a specific object on the screen. You must indicate the direction of rotation, then in time, milliseconds. Remember, milliseconds are 1,000 milliseconds to 1 second. So 1 second is 1,000 milliseconds. 4 is equal to 4,000 milliseconds. 20 is equal to 20,000 milliseconds. So think in milliseconds when you're coding. Size. The size command changes the size of the objects on the screen. Remember, everything is done in pixels, just like we learned about in level 1. This code resizes robot to 100 pixels wide instantly. Again, robot size 100. It's going to do it just like that. If you want it to grow or shrink at a specific rate or pace, you can put in size and then comma time. So the next set of code, this code resizes robot at 100 pixels wide over 2.3 milliseconds. Or 2.3 seconds, or 2,300 milliseconds. Robot size 2,300. And that's all I have for you for level 2.